familia? It's Nino Brown, and on this edition of On the Porch, we're in Poteet, Texas, and you already know, if we're in Poteet, Texas, we're stopping in to talk to the Poteet Posse. On the Porch with Mr. David Lee Garza. No te vayas. The godfather that owned that the hunter, Mr. David Lee Garza. David, first and foremost, thank you for having us, man.
No, thank you for coming out.
I appreciate you.
I like country over here.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. I was pulling up, and you could tell this is David's spot porque the logo, you have your own sign. It's nice out there. Right. Beautiful, beautiful out here. So thank you first and foremost.
You're welcome.
Very busy man. Vamos a empezar. You are one of the few people who I've been wanting to get on the porch for a long, long time. Con todo respeto, I'm a fanboy right now. This is David Lee Garza, brother, Godfather. Your career and your lineage and your discography is long and wide, but I want to get the perspective from a fan's perspective. Who is David Lee? We see him performing, we see him con el accordion y todo. Who is David Lee Garza? Who are his parents, mom and dad, brothers or sisters, wife, kids, whatever? ¿Quién es el David Lee?
David Lee, well, what you see is what you get.
Es todo.
Yeah, my parents were Antonio Garza and Barbara Garza, our mom. My mom, this is my mom's place right now, and my dad passed away years ago.
Okay.
But my mom still lives here, and this is what we call home. And I've got brothers, Adam Garza, he's my drummer, of course.
Okay.
Richard Garza, the bass player, and a twin sister with Richard, Rebecca Garza. Becky, we call her Becky Garza.
Okay.
So that's the family there.
It's a family affair, huh?
Yeah, it is a family affair, exactly. Yeah, and I've got 3 sons.
Okay.
Little David, Eric, and Marco, and 5 grandkids.
Wow, really?
5 grandkids, 2 girls and 3 boys.
Okay. ¿Y tus papás son de aquí?
Yeah, eran de aquí de Poteet.
Okay.
My grandparents came from Tilden, Texas.
Oh, wow.
And they lived in Pleasanton for a little bit, and then they settled in Poteet. So when my dad grew up in Tilden, Jordanton, como quien dice, ¿verdad? Mm-hmm. And then they migrated over here to Poteet. And I was born in Jordanton, but I was raised here in Poteet.
Okay. That's the Poteet Posse, ¿verdad?
Yeah, that's it.
How did that come along? How did that happen?
I don't know. I guess because of the outfits that we wore and stuff. We had some long coats back in 1988. We did the tour 88.
Okay.
And we had some long coats and stuff. Dusters that we called them back in the day. Yeah. And we'd play somewhere in Houston or Dallas, and they started calling us the Posse.
Really?
The Posse's riding into town, blah, blah, blah. So we've been called a lot of things.
Okay. Well, that was one of the good things.
That was one of the good ones, yes, right.
Let's continue with your history, David. Did you know at a young age, or when did you know que querías ser cantante o músico? When did you know that you want to do that? Like, ¿cuándo te pegó?
Yeah, well, growing up, my dad is a músico, mm-hmm. and he always had a band. If he didn't have a conjunto, he would help other conjuntos around this area.
Okay.
And I was all of 5, 6 years old, y me pegaba con mi dad en las tocadas.
Uh-huh.
And I was, just excited just to see my dad on stage.
Okay.
And then that he played, and then and they would rehearse at our house también. So a lot of times that I didn't have to go to I wouldn't go to the dances, pero seeing them record, practice.
Uh-huh.
I took interest in it, and first thing every kid that wants to be a musician starts playing drums.
Is that what you started?
So I started playing drums.
Okay.
Yeah. The drummer would leave his drums there at our house after the rehearsal. They said, I'll just come pick them up tomorrow.
Andale.
Or next week, or when we're gonna go play. So the next day I would get up and I would turn the record player on, and I started playing the drums because I saw the way he was playing.
Uh-huh.
That, and then my dad saw me, and he would get the bajo, and he said, well, let's play a song.
You join in? Oh, that's cool.
Join in. Just me and my dad, right? Well, after a while, I said, Dad, this is boring, drumming.
No te pegaba,
no, I need a challenge. Oh, you want a challenge? Me dijo, yeah. Dijo, I got something for you. He went to the closet and brought out a box. And I looked at it, what's that? And he sacó un accordion Honer.
Man.
A very first Honer. And like I said, he used to play. He played accordion, he played the bajo sexto, bass guitar. So he said, I'm going to teach you one polka on this accordion. And from there on, if you're going to like to play the accordion, you're going to pick up on it, you know, and learn on your own. But I'm going to teach you the first one. And my first polka was Nuevo Laredo, you know.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the polquita. And it took me a little while to catch on.
I bet.
Catch on. And then after that, he would go work during the day. And if I was home, I listened to the radio and I would listen to the songs and try to take them out. Or I played our albums. We had the albums de los Relámpagos, de los Cachorros.
Wow.
Conjunto Bernal. I mean, that's what I grew up listening to.
Wow, okay.
So I would listen to those and I would try to take him out on the accordion. And when he would come home from work, he said, Dad, I learned this other polka or this song, you know. Sacaba el bajo. Okay, a ver.
Okay.
And I would play a polka and he would tell me, okay, you did okay, but when you learn this other polka, entonces eres músico.
Okay.
I said, okay, and I would learn it. And I learned it, Dad, and I'll play it for him. He said, okay, pero cuando aprendas esta otra, le dije, Dad, nunca voy a ser músico, you know.
He keeps throwing them out there.
Yeah, he kept throwing them out there, polkas, you know, de Paulino Bernal.
Wow.
And stuff like that, you know, and I was like, that's what I loved.
So you learned by ear?
By ear. I can't read
music?
No,
Okay.
I can't read music.
That's the best way, though, I think.
Yeah, but it really helps if you know how to read music, because sometimes you have a studio session and they'll bring the music to you. Here's the music.
Minor, Okay.
You know, they go, well, I don't read music, so let me listen to the song and I'll know what to do. So that's the way I do it.
You touched a little bit about it. Who were David's early influences? Like when you were coming up, las rolas que tocabas, who would you listen to?
Pues, back in the day, KEDA radio would play everybody.
What was it, Queda? Yeah.
Queda, right? So whatever song was popular, you know, we'd learn. But then as I got a little older, my dad bought me another accordion, a bigger accordion, a Gabinelli with 3-switch, and those are the accordions that Ramon Ayala and Juan Villarreal used to use. ¿Verdad? So I started listening to los Cachorros, to los Relámpagos, los Hermanos Ayala. They were from the Valley.
The Valley, yeah.
Yeah, real good guys, and of course Conjunto Bernal. Pero Conjunto Bernal was chromatic, and that always sounded different. I told my dad, how come that accordion sounds different? And my dad, we saw the picture on the album, and you could see a big old chromatic accordion, 5-button row accordion. And I asked my dad, how do you play that? He says, I don't know.
Ah, really?
So we had some friends in Divine, los Hermanos Rizos, and I believe se llama Cale, the accordion player. And they came and played in Putit one day, and me and Dad, we went over there to say hello to them, ¿verdad? And my dad told him, hey, le enseñas a mi chavalo la acordeón, la cromática, the chromatic. And the guy, sí, yeah, here. Y me la puso, and I had to look at it to the side, you know, it's so big.
How old were you right now?
Right around 12 years old.
Okay.
12, 13. So I had to look at it sideways, you know.
That's a weird looking, I understand that. Yeah.
It's a different sound and everything. So I just tried it out, and I couldn't do nothing with it. But my dad told me, when you reach 15 years old, on your 15th birthday, I'm going to buy you a chromatic accordion.
Okay.
So se pasó el tiempo, los años, right? And I didn't even think about it. When I turned 15, my mom told me that morning at school, right? My mom told me, hey, invite some of your friends over this afternoon. I'm going to make you una comidita y un queque, you know, for your birthday.
Okay.
I said, oh, okay, Mom. So I had, 4 or 5 buddies of mine that we used to hang around school, and I invited them over to the house after school. And we were playing basketball and this and that. And my mom said, yeah, come on in, come and eat, So we ate, and they had cake, and happy birthday to you, blah, blah, blah. And my dad comes with this big old case with a bow on it. Nomás, Dijo, what's that? Dijo, I told you when you turned 15, I was going to buy you a chromatic accordion, and here it is. Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
I know. I was like, oh, my God. So I was a little bit bigger, so I could see it, like a regular accordion.
Intimidated? Because you had to learn how to play it, or you were ready?
Yeah, no, I had to learn.
Really?
I asked my dad, okay, just teach me one polka, Dad. And my dad looked at me and said, I told you, I don't know how to play that accordion, so you're going to learn on your own.
Okay.
So I listening to the radio, to the records, I took out one polka, and then from there on, you start learning a pattern on it. It's very different than the 3-row diatonic accordion. It's different. So you have to put your mind on which accordion you're playing. You're playing the chromatic, or you're playing the regular diatonic accordion. So
Who? Speaking of accordion, you said that you played drums before. Do you know how to play any other instrument other than drums and accordion?
I love the bass guitar.
Can you play the bass?
Yeah,
Okay.
I can play. I think a little bit. I taught my brother Richard just the basic, right? Because we'd always struggle for a bass player. Well, let me back up a little bit. We're always looking for a drummer, and my brother Adam would get my mom's kitchen chairs, and they were made out of vinyl.
Y palo.
Y con los tenedores was forks. And he tore up a lot of chairs, believe me.
Y tu mamá no te rompiendo las
Oh, yeah, no. Se enojaba, pero bueno. And then we were looking for a drummer, and I told my dad, how about Adam? Who you think he'll learn? Dije, pues he plays along with us, he plays pretty good, on the chair. So one crazy day we got in the car in a station wagon that my dad had, and we went to San Antonio and took my mom, and we left my mom at a clothing store.
Shopping.
Mom, and we'll be right back. We're just going to go down here. Se llamaba Acuña Music. Well, no, Caldwell Music.
Caldwell, downtown.
Caldwell, downtown.
Andale. Okay.
For la North Main.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Yes, sir.
And bought him a small, majestic drum. It was nothing real expensive.
Three-piece? Little three-piece?
Yeah.
Three-piece?
Three-piece. And then we went and picked up my mom, and my mom said, I know y'all up to something. What did y'all buy?
Yeah.
She sees the drums in the back there.
Wow.
Who's going to play those? Adam, you think he's going to learn? My dad said, you better
Adam, we
learn
love you,
now."
brother. Están hablando aquí de ti, Adam.
No,
We love you, brother. You did
but
good.
we're talking good. Estamos hablando bien. Yeah. And no, so see, Adam learned the drums, and then we always needed a bass player, and my brother Richard, he loved to dance. He'd go to our dances, because we had other guys playing the bass.
Okay.
He'd go to our dances, and I andaba baile. And one day, the bass player couldn't make it or something, and I told my mom, man, if only Dickie would learn how to play the bass, we wouldn't have to be struggling looking for bass players, looking for musicians. And my mom talked to him and told him, you know what? They would call him Dickie. Your brothers and your dad would really like for you to learn how to play the bass, and so you can travel with them, you can go with them. And he was like, I don't want to play.
Really?
I don't want to do that. Well, think about it, she told him,
Is that why you asked your mom to ask him? Porque sabías que no iba a decir que no.
Yo, por eso. Si le
You gotta get mom to be soft there, yeah.
Si le dijera yo, a lo mejor, you know what to do. So my mom talked to him, and eventually he said, okay. So I taught him just the basics on the bass guitar. But that's an instrument that I say to myself, if I had to do it all over again, I'd be a bass player, because that's the driving force in the band.
You would have rewrote history with the whole. Okay, you're the accordionista, ¿verdad? You're the guy. Wow. Specifically on accordions, who are your mentors coming up? Well, I know you mentioned the kind of music, but
right.
Independently, Mr. Zimmerly, Mr. Jordan, who?
My dad, primeramente my dad, right?
Okay.
Because he was an accordion player. Pero, por ejemplo, Flaco Jiménez, always, que paz descanse.
As of this taping, hasn't been a week yet. Yeah?
No, hasn't been
a week. Flaco, yeah.
That's who I would listen to on KEDA. Flaco Jiménez, pa' acá y pa' allá.
Okay.
Sargento Manuel Guerrero, bands like that, And then that's when I started hearing Los Relámpagos, Los Cachorros.
Okay.
So that's who I looked up to, Ramon Ayala, Juan Villarreal, Flaco. And there was other accordion players in San Antonio también, that I hear on the radio that I learned their songs. So they had to be kind of like my heroes.
Okay. We're going to take a quick break. We talked about Mr. Garza's history. Now we're going to move forward and talk about his lineage that he's got.
Hey guys, this is Alicia C. Make sure to catch my unplugged performance on Una Noche Con at ValaVisionTV.com, also streaming on Roku.
And we're back Thanks for joining us on the porch. ValaVision TV. My name is Nino Brown. You know this guy, Mr. David Lee Garza on the porch. Thank you, David.
You got it.
Talk to a little bit about your history, brother. How you came up, kind of, your dad seems like a really, really strong presence in your life with regards to music y todo. Now let's talk about la carrera, like your first gig. Like, how did you start? You said your brothers are in the band. You got your stuff going on. For those of us who don't, if you've been living under a rock and you don't know who he is, I know who he is, but for those of us who don't know, started his lineage doing the bad.
We started playing here in Poteet. We would play backyard parties.
Okay.
We played a wedding. I remember at this house in the living room, but it was a 4-piece band, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And we played a wedding in a house here in Poteet, and the house is still there. And I say, man, we played there, you know, a little living room, whatever. But it was a wedding. So we played that. We played backyard parties, church festivals.
Okay.
And there was a plataforma in Christine, Texas.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, La Plataforma Bautista. And it was just a slab and didn't have a roof, but the stage, it had a stage with a roof. And those were the
grind days.
Yeah, man, the best times that we had back in the day. Saturday nights was dance, you know, and everybody from the county would go out there, out in the country town, Christine, and park their cars. And it was very festive, you know. Parecía una fiesta como el 16 de septiembre, 5 de Mayo celebration like that. But any Saturday, it seemed like it was a fiesta.
Of course.
Yeah, so I always remember playing there. And I passed through there the other day, and I tried to see where that place was. And this friend of mine told me that they built a house on that slab.
Oh, really? Okay.
So it's not there anymore.
Progress, brother, progress.
Exactly.
So the old school ones, okay, de aquella. Tell me about how you started to kind of pick up steam, pick up momentum. Oh, this guy can play the accordion. How did that happen? Was there like a time where you were grinding, you're paying your dues, so to speak, ¿verdad? Pero cuando supiste que, sabes que, hey, we're okay, we're doing something. We're known, we're popular. When was that plateau?
Well, we started in 1968, you know, like playing the backyard parties and everything. 10 years later, we opened one day for my compadre Roberto Pulido's Clásicos.
Okay.
And back in at that time, you know, we had a sax player while we was playing sax and accordion. Chente Barrera's dad was our lead vocalist.
Okay.
Pato Barrera, que en paz descanse también, ¿verdad? Him and we had two other friends besides Pato. I had two friends from Pearsall, Rey Maldonado and Sonny Piña, and we played together, you know. And this was in Pearsall at the Wishing Well. We opened up for Roberto Pulido, Clásicos. And Pulido said, "Where y'all from?" You know, from Poteet.
¿No se conocieron before then?
No, before I had seen him play, but I never got up to say hello to him, to meet him, presentarme, because you know, we were just from
a small time.
Estábamos del country, you know.
Okay.
Country come to town. And so look, that day we talked, and he said, you know, y'all pretty good. Have you ever recorded? And we said, we recorded a 45 here and there, but nothing. You know, my dream, and then my dream was to put my dad on an album cover.
Oh, okay.
So my compadre Pulido said, you know what, I'm going to talk to Falcon Records and see if y'all can go and record
Falcon Records, wow, okay.
In the Valley, yeah. So he talked to them, and we went and recorded an album over there. They released a couple of 45s, and that was it, you know. The album just stayed there on the shelf.
Okay.
So when we saw that there was a little potential there, we went to Corpus and recorded Hacienda Records, and we recorded 4 Minutos. We paid to record.
Oh, you did?
We paid because we're just going to get a 45, a single 45, and an 8-track tape.
Okay.
And
okay, so you don't know, 8-track back in the day. Yeah, 8-tracks.
Okay. It was happening. It was happening.
It was the stuff.
Yeah. So we paid for that, right? So about a month later, after we went and did everything, we turned in a picture. We took it right here in front of the Kicker Palace in Poteet.
Oh, really?
Dance hall here.
Okay.
And then we used that as a promotional picture, right, for the band. That was the very first picture we took, and we gave it to them, and so you can put it on the 8-track or whatever, right? And lo and behold, like a month later, we had a radio station here in Pleasanton, KBOP.
Okay.
And the guy there played one of the songs that was on the 8-track tape.
Remember what song it was? Taking you back, David.
I know. I can't recall right now.
No. He played a song
off that album, right? And Cuatro Caminos was the first single.
Okay.
So they would play that one, yeah. And then they played a Mujer de la Calle or something like that that we recorded, right? And I called the radio station. I said, how did you get that song? You know, it's an 8-track tape. You can't play it on the radio. And he said, no, it's an album. I said, what? Yeah. I said, who put that out? He said, well, Hacienda. But they used a sub-label. It's called Las Brisas.
Oh, okay.
You know, they had Hacienda, Las Brisas, and some other labels under them, right?
Like under the umbrella. Bro.
Umbrella, yeah. So I rushed over there because it was only 10 minutes away. So I rushed over there to see this album, you know. And I saw it, and we called Hacienda, hey, what's this, you know? And they said, the reason they said that they did it, that Cuatro Caminos got such a good response on the radio and request, and they requested for them to send the album, and it wasn't an album. They made an album.
Wow. Out of what
we did
wow,
on the 8-track tape. It was 12 songs or 10 or 12 songs.
Right.
So they turned it into the album. So my like I said earlier, my dream was to put my dad on an album cover because he had struggled, you know, playing with these local bands here. And I said, I want people to know that this is Tony Garza, this is our dad, you know. So that
lineage, that you know, that
yeah,
my dad, my family, yeah, I get it.
So that was the very beginning. That's when we thought, wow, okay, this was just a weekend thing, and now it might turn into something.
How did you feel when you first heard it on the radio? Like, what's that feeling like? Your first record?
Right, the first record, man, it felt like, not that we're good enough or anything like that, but I said, wow, we're on the same radio station where they play the Relámpagos. These other guys, these artists, you know, we're on the same radio now, and it felt good, you know.
I bet the first time that you hear your stuff on the radio. Right. I want to talk so much about again your lineage and what you've done. David Lee is known for being the accordionista. It's David Lee Garza Musicales, right? You've had, and correct me if I'm wrong, let's jump ahead a little bit. There's 8, to my knowledge, that you've had. Marcos J, Ram, Oscar, Emilio, now Cesar. I feel like I'm missing 2 or 3.
Well, there was a couple of guys there, Joey Martinez.
Okay, Joey
Martinez, but then there was a couple of guys that just filled in, you know, and we didn't actually record an album with them.
Okay.
Ben Ozuna helped us out for a little bit, and Joaquin Cura helped us out for a little bit también, but we weren't for sure which way we were going to go, so I think those 2 guys, they didn't record an album, but the rest of them did.
Is there, like you said, those are just like helping you out. Is there was never a permanent lead front man or whatever for David Lee, nomás el quien viene, and that's it?
Well, I mean, we started with Pato Barrera, you know, Chente's dad, and he had an accident. We were going to go open up for Roberto Pulido in Mathis, at the Cielito Lindo in Mathis, Texas. And Pato had an accident that Saturday night, a car accident.
Oh, man.
And he punctured his rib or broke a rib or punctured a lung, something. And he called my dad, I'm not going to make it. That morning, you know, Sunday morning, we started like searching, okay, we don't want to cancel over there, but who do we take, Dad?
Right.
And he said, my dad said, you know what, let me call my compadre Delmiro Garcia, another big promoter.
Okay.
En paz descanse también, ¿verdad? Let me call him and see if he knows somebody. And my dad called him and he told him, you know what, hay un chavalón aquí, compadre. Toca con unas orquestas aquí en Monte Carlo Band, I believe se llamaba. Y se llama Ramiro Herrera. Dijo, pues dame el número, you know, para hablar con él porque tenemos que ir a tocar. So my dad called them up, you know, and talked to him, and Ram, you know, he said he didn't know who we were or anything.
Right.
So we went and talked to him in person. He called him first, and then we went and met with him, right? And because he wanted to see who's calling me.
Right.
Yeah, and we told him, well, we're nobody, you know, we're
just a band.
We're just a band. We're just a garage band.
Yeah.
But we hadn't recorded yet our album or nothing, right? We're
across from a steel. That's the sound you're hearing. David Lee's out here with the steel and everything. There's steel over there. $10. Anyway.
It's a wild animal somewhere.
He's in the country.
Yeah. So
Ram's like, who are these guys?
Yeah, who are these guys? So we went and met them, and we told him we're gonna play tonight in Mathis, Texas. Well, man, he said, my wife's pregnant, and she's having a baby shower today.
Oh man.
I said, well, we're not gonna leave till later on this afternoon, right? And he says, where y'all playing? In Mathis, it's called Cielito Lindo. We're going to open up for Roberto Pulido de los Clásicos. Roberto Pulido?
Ándale.
Yeah, I'll go, man. I said, I'll go. I want to meet that guy, blah, blah, blah. So So Ram went with us that day, and we offered him a gig because he did real good. And the first song that he knew that we knew was Cuatro Caminos.
That's like everybody. If you don't know that one, you don't need to be in Tejano.
Right. He ain't got no business.
Yeah.
Pero so we offered him a gig that day, because let me back up a little bit. Before that, before the lead singers, my dad and myself, we would sing. We would sing all the Relámpago songs, the Cachorro, or like bands that we were here on radio, on San Antonio radio. We would sing, but man, after 2 nights of singing, I'm todo ronco, your dad, and we said, you know what? Let's find somebody to help us out.
That's a question that I get asked a lot. Does David Lee even sing? I know he does backup, but does he sing?
In the shower.
Yeah,
I do a little backup. Yeah, I do a little backup, pero way back.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so that's how Ram got on, ¿verdad?
Yeah.
Next thing you know, everybody else comes on board, et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
The question is with Ram and with Jay and with Oscar and with Marcos, when they come into David Lee, they have their style of singing, ¿verdad?
Right.
And let me back up. When I'm on the radio and I listen to records, I can always tell that's a David Lee record. You have that style, that sound, that's David Lee. And you ask any real Tejano who listens to radio with all the variety that's out there, you can always tell a David Lee record because it has specific sound. Do you bring the artists or the singers to, this is how we do it, this is our sound, that's how we do it, and do you have to reel them in sometimes? Porque unos artistas cantantes, they're doing their own thing.
Right.
Do you bring them into the David Lee way?
Well, when they come in, the band, I always tell them, I want to hear what you sound like.
Okay.
We'll mold around you. This is a song, and we play it the same way as we recorded it, or change a little bit here and there. But I want to hear what you sound like.
Okay.
I don't want you to sing and copy Ram or Emilio or Marcos or anybody.
Yeah.
We want to hear you. So that's the way we do all the time with the singers.
Okay, and each one that comes in, you kind of conform to them. Conform to them. They don't conform to you.
Right.
It seems like that's like you could always a distinct David Lee record all the time. To date, I know, and we talk about artists who come in, singers or whatever. I'm gonna kind of put you on here, David, because I have to ask. People were asking.
Right.
And I think I asked you this in Vegas, and we kind of skirted around the Porque Estaba de Volada, right? Out of all the singers who've come in, man, who do you think has been, I don't want to say the best, con respeto a todos los cantantes que han tocado con David Lee, right? Who, in your opinion, was the easiest, the best one that this guy, if I could bring him back, go back in time and bring him back again, who would David Lee bring back as their lead?
Well, they're all good, man, and there's no particular
put him on the spot, I know, right?
Yeah, no, you can put me on the spot, that's okay. But I'm not going to say that this one was better than this one or anything.
Right.
Pero as of today, Cesar Martinez has been with us 10 years.
Okay.
And Cesar, I give him a song that Ram sang or Emilio or Oscar G or anybody, and he'll knock it out, you know, and his voice, ¿verdad?
Okay.
So for somebody that lasts 10 years in a band,
that's true.
I think we were getting along great, you know, and we get along with all the singers. But then after a while, you know, and we understand, after Ram left the band, we said, you know what, I said, they want to make a name for themselves, which is fine. A lot of people ask me, so you put these guys under contract?
Yeah, that's my next question. Do they have to stay? Se van ellos solos?
No, si se van, you know.
Okay.
As long as we treat them right, they treat us right, you know, and we have a good time playing music. You know, that's how we get along, you know, and they'll stay as long as they want.
Okay. Gonna take another break with David Lee Garza on the porch. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. We're gonna talk some more about this man's lineage and his career. We'll be right back. Nino Brown on the porch of ValaVision TV. Thanks for on the porch, ValaVision TV. Thanks for coming back with us with David Lee Garza on the porch. Thank you so much, David. Estamos hablando de la carrera de David. He's had a long, illustrious career, hit after hit after hit, with artistas. It's David Lee Garza, los musicales. We were talking prior to the break how artists come in, or lead singers come in. Sometimes they want to go out and branch out and do their own thing, and you're cool with it. Let them go, do their thing. Have you ever thought, and I've been asked this as well, when you were kind of searching for artists to come in, or lead singers or whatever to come in, they've all been guys who've been very successful, whether they leave or they do other stuff. Was there ever a time where David Lee thought, you know what, let's bring in a female lead to bring David Lee? Look at that grin. See, I got one. I got one. Has that been a topic?
Well, no, I never thought about that. You know, there's very few female singers out there at the time también. You know, pero no, it never crossed our mind. Si batallamos bastante con los hombres, can you imagine with a woman?
He said that. See,
I said it. I said it.
Dude, I don't care. I said it. Yeah.
There's great singers. Laura Canales, I think she got up and sang with us maybe a few times, and I regret not letting her sing more because she would show up at our dances, and we should have invited her. When sometimes we didn't have to invite her; she would just get up and say, "Let me sing a song." I said, "Okay, go ahead."
All right.
Beautiful voice.
So that never was on the...
No, it was never on the...
No, let me ask you this then. If that was an option, do you have someone in mind, other than you spoke about Laura, is there an option that you thought maybe from ponle los 80s or los 90s hasta atrás y ahí ahora?
Right. No, I mean, we'd have to look for somebody. I mean,
Okay.
there was very few, like I said.
Yeah.
You wouldn't see a lot of females out, you know, playing with orquestas
Right.
or conjuntos and stuff like that. So if we were going to look for one, we'd have to look pretty
Had to
hard.
search. Yeah. Okay. You've done a lot of collaborations, a lot of duets. Who has been the one that stuck out in your mind que te cayó y pegó bien? A duet that you've done.
With Jimmy Gonzalez, Grupo
¿Qué
Más.
pasa, Cancer Jimmy? Yeah.
Jimmy and Joe were I was the first one to play accordion on their albums.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, number 16, Decídete. Decídelo,
Decídelo.
I think is the name of the song. And that was, people were like, who's that playing accordion? And they just called me up and, hey, will you put accordion on the song? Yeah. And they paid me.
Of course.
And it was great, man. You know, after that, you know, they had to find an accordion player because I started recording more songs with them, you know. So they found an accordion player, Frankie Caballero and Homero. Homero is playing with Joe right now.
¿Y gusta cómo tocas el acordeón on the record, or they just kind of got used to how you played, or
Well,
the artist that you collaborated with? It was like a one hitter, one shot.
Yeah, one shot. Yeah, I just
Okay.
go over there and just do what I do.
Okay.
And they wouldn't tell me what to play,
Okay.
so I would just play what I felt. You know, I think it ought to go like this. No, that's fine. Do it.
Okay.
So
If you we talked about that in high school. Let's take it back. In high school, everybody has did you go to school here in Petit?
Poteet
Where'd you go to school at?
High School.
Petit High School.
We only have one school here in Poteet.
Okay.
I went elementary, junior high, and high school.
Todo Petit.
Still in Poteet.
So when you're in high school, David, are you the rocker? Are you in band? Are you football? What? Everybody has a classification, but which one was David?
No, I played football, a little bit of football and basketball.
Okay.
Track, I didn't like to run.
Hey, who does, right?
I know, right? So I know I like sports, you know, and my parents were very picky of what I was going to play, and you know, I would tell them, all my friends are playing. Yeah, but you're playing the accordion, and we got gigs on weekends, and what if you break your hand or a finger? What's going to happen?
Yeah.
I'll be careful. Hey, gracias a Dios.
Yeah.
No pasó nada, you know.
So just football, no basketball, no baseball? No?
Yeah, baseball, football, and basketball.
Okay, so you were the athlete in school.
I tried.
You dabbled a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. If I go to David's vehicle right now, outside of your genre, what does David listen to? What kind of music do you like?
I like to listen to old Tejano,
Okay.
but yacht radio. The yacht radio.
My man, David, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
That's
the back.
a great genre, isn't it? It's
Right.
awesome. Awesome. to
Brings
listen
you, takes you back to live those days, you know.
to. Yeah, I know.
You hear a song, I hadn't heard that song in 30 years, 20 years. You know?
Yeah. Do you have any hobbies? Like once you're off stage, what do you do? Like it's a beautiful landscape that you got here, but ¿qué hace David cuando no está tocando?
I cut the grass. I cut around here.
Yeah.
I have a, what is a 180-degree lawnmower.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So I cut the grass here, and then when I don't, my cousin Steve cuts the
Okay.
grass here.
Okay.
But I bowled on Monday nights for 25 years.
You're a bowler, David.
I bowled. I was a bowler, and I played golf también.
Okay, I know you golf.
Well, a little bit.
Yeah.
Had a hole-in-one on golf,
No, hombre.
and I had a perfect game on bowling, 300 game. I got a ring to show for it.
Wow.
And I said, I've done hole-in-one. a perfect game in bowling. What else is there to do? So
Mr. Perfect, go here.
now I don't do nothing.
You're gonna break the streak,
Yeah,
right?
me preguntan, ¿qué vas a hacer ahora? Le digo, lo menos posible. I ain't gonna do nothing.
So yeah, you're when you're off, but I guess it's
You're off.
yeah. It's a
Yeah, but I mean, our manager Joey Rodriguez, he's always got us going. I mean,
J-Rod, I already know, bro.
yeah.
Jay and I go back to you.
Yeah, he's Dave. Can you come into town tomorrow? What's going on, Joey?
Yeah.
I told this guy you were gonna come, and we'll have a meeting with this guy, or do this, do that. Está bien, okay.
Okay.
So he's always got something for me to do.
Okay.
During the week.
Okay. When I talk about you, again, I'm fanboy. I have a ton of respect for what you've done. I call you, speaking of sports, I call you the Pop of Tejano.
Pop.
I'm sure you've heard that before. You're Popovich.
Oh,
Popovich has a lot of assistant head coaches. He teaches them, and they go out and they do their thing.
They do their thing.
You're the same. I mean, Oscar, Emilio que pase descanse, Jay, Ram. I mean, you kind of teach them, mold them, guide them, and then they do their own thing. Do you take credit for that, or how do you see that?
No, I just hire them, you know.
Okay.
But it goes back to the early days. The people that I looked up to was Conjunto Bernal.
Okay.
Conjunto Bernal had a half dozen singers go through the Conjunto Bernal. You'd hear him one day, and then the next day he had another singer, but that singer went and made a band himself, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, and I was much younger. I said, if they can do it, we can do it too. You know, we're not even nowhere close to Conjunto Bernal. Pero you know, the idea of having different singers coming through the band, I think you know that's who I looked up to, and that's what we've been doing.
Okay. Do you write your own songs?
I wrote for a little bit back in the day, the Hacienda days, the early Capital days.
Okay. Now you just from
No, I let everybody else write.
Everybody, and then you just kind of
put it your
way.
We just put our
okay.
our signature on it. Yeah.
Any como acordonista, ¿verdad? Any pre-stage rituals that you take place, loosen up the fingers, or you're done with all it? Ya sabes.
Hasta ahorita no. You know, when COVID hit,
Mm-hmm.
we didn't play for a whole year. Y pasaba in my house.
Mm-hmm.
I have a room that tengo los acordeones, ¿verdad?
Mm-hmm.
Y nomás pasaba y las miraba.
You wouldn't even look.
I didn't pick up an accordion for the longest time unless Joey told us one day. He said, "Hey, we need to do like a podcast, like a go live on Facebook,
Okay.
just to show the people that we're still here, you know."
Right.
And that was about the only time that I picked up an accordion in a whole year, you know.
Wow.
So no, and a story, just a quick story.
Sure.
Emilio Aguilar, que en paz descanse, de los Aguilares,
Mm-hmm.
he was a hairstylist, right? So I would go cut my hair with him allá en San Antonio, and close to Rosedale Park, allá por la, ¿cómo se llama?
Yeah. Rosedale.
General McMullen.
Jeremy Mullen couples, I put
Couples por ahí.
Yes, sir.
Ahí tenía su shop él. And we'd always talk music, you know. Me está cortando el pelo, me preguntaba, y esto, ¿y qué haces? Y me dijo una vez, me preguntó, do you warm up? When I was young, I was all of 17, 18 years old.
Yeah.
No.
I don't need
Not
to warm
really,
up.
not really. Dijo, yo sí, dijo, I got to get my fingers
Yeah.
y stretch them out y todo, y moverlo. And now I'm getting to that point, like, maybe I should warm up a little bit.
The arthritis, ¿verdad?
The arthritis hits, yeah.
How do you feel about los jovencitos que van llegando? Like you're the maestro, the godfather. You teach, learn, coach type thing. How do you feel about? I feel like a lot of artists that come in and speak to you or talk to you, you give them advice. You have a lineage of experience, decades of experience. You teach them. How do you feel about? Does it feel good to like, look, mijo, you're doing this, but how about if you do this? You're doing this, but how about? Do you give that wisdom to the youngsters or?
I give them some advice. I tell them, they always come up to me and says, "What can I do to play like you?"
Yeah.
They, well, you know, everybody does their own thing, and I tell them the main thing is practice. My dad would, like I said, go work during the day, and if I wasn't in school, he would tell me, "You better practice," you know. So I would practice and practice.
Okay.
And that's the advice I give everybody. I don't have patience to sit down with a one-on-one with a kid or a guy and teach him anything. I mean, I wouldn't know how to explain it.
Okay.
You know, sé los tonos y todo eso, pero then you.
Para informas
Yeah,
y para decirles, no,
esto,
o sea,
I don't,
okay.
but I just tell them, you know, practice. Get on YouTube and you can find a lot of early lessons there.
Do you
Recording lessons.
so I take it the answer is no. My question is, do you enjoy like the questions that you probably haven't been asked in years from a young artist to say, "Hi, how do you do?" You have that answer.
I have an answer.
Y les dice, yeah, you already know.
Practice.
Do you know before, other than just practice, verdad?
Yeah, I'll listen to them, and if they ask me, you know, is that the way this polka goes? And I said, well, yeah, but I would do it like this, you know. So
Okay.
a little bit, but no, I wouldn't. I don't sit down and tell them how to learn a whole song, you know.
Okay.
They just come and tell me, am I playing this polka right? I said, yeah, but you're doing this. I think you're doing this wrong, but like I said, everybody does their own style. Everything, whatever you learn, that's what you're gonna play.
Okay. Okay. We talked about your hobbies. Let me go back. Tasaya de bowling and your golfing. If it's a Saturday and David's gonna go out and hit a couple holes and you need a fourth, who does David call?
I got some friends that I call. Back in the day, when we first started golfing, I get together with Jay Perez and Ram,
Okay.
and we'd go play golf. And other musicians were not, they're not singers, but guitar players, bass players.
Yeah.
We do, man, for a while there was about 12 of us getting together.
Hola.
Every Wednesday in San Antonio, different courses. We go play and for little money, you know, 50 cents or whatever, you know, just to
$100 a ball type thing.
No, not that type. Yeah, so look.
Are you a good golfer, David? Can you golf?
No, not really.
What are you looking at?
No, high 90s.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I've only hit 83 one time,
And then the hole in one that you talked about.
And the hole in one.
Andale. What course was that? Do you remember?
That was.
You got to remember that one, bro.
Yeah, in San Antonio. Oh man, you caught me off guard on that.
Okay. Okay.
But it's in San Antonio, of course, in San
Hole in
Antonio,
one.
and it was the Pan Am.
Okay.
Their tournament, the Pan Am tournament.
Okay. Who are you? Let's verify, Dave. Who are you with that que vieron el hole in one? Because nobody saw it, it didn't happen.
Right. Well, I mean, there was guys that I didn't know.
Oh, okay.
So no, I didn't take a team that day.
Okay.
There was just some guys that they put me with. They said, "You're gonna play."
Oh
with this
yeah,
team."
yeah. Okay, I got you.
They fit me in a team. And, okay, that's fine. You know what? I'm David. I'm so and so and so.
Okay. And do people? I'm sure you get a lot. Do people when you're out and about te reconocen?
Uno sí. As a matter of fact, we were just at Kickapoo at the casino.
Oh, amen, brother.
And Eagle Pass.
I'm Eagle Pass. I got comps there, brother. Yes, sir.
Oh yeah, me too. And somebody will recognize me there. You know, I dress like this.
Uh-huh.
I don't have the musicales.
Yeah.
And nobody bothers me, but sometimes I feel somebody looking at me, and if I look at them, they'll come up to me. Can we take a picture? I said, no, that's fine.
Yeah.
And the people around are, who's that?
Yeah.
Nobody.
Who's that
Nobody
guy?
you know. Nobody you know.
With regard to the industry, David, and I asked this of a lot of artists, and I want to get your take on it. From your perspective, these youngsters that are coming in, like you said, they play it their way. They listen to it, just do it their way. Are you a fan of sticking to the traditional conjunto, bajo, accordion, or bringing like other trap beats and doing it in Spanish? Are you a traditional kind of guy, or you're open to however the artist feels the song, and is it working? Because there's good music and there's music, right?
I'm traditional. I'm just traditional, straightforward.
Okay.
Either conjunto, but like when I was young and raised in the music business, you know, oía mucho conjunto because that's what we played. And then I started listening to orquestas, and wow, you know, the Sonny Ozunas, the Latin Breed, the Royal Jesters,
Yes, sir.
Ruben Ramos, all these horn, you know, bands. So that gave me a little different view of what my conjunto wanted to sound like. You know, we added a saxophone with Huawei, and then later we added keyboards. I said, we need to fill this up, you know, because we're not a conjunto no more.
Right.
We added a electric guitar and my dad on the bajo sexto, you know, and we said we have to spice it up a little bit.
Right.
So that's how, and we took from there. I'm not gonna say we have our own style.
Right.
We took from a little bit from everybody.
Okay.
And created a musicales sound.
In the industry today, you listen to a lot of these youngsters that are coming up. What are your thoughts? Is it going in the right direction? Are we good, or do we need to tweak it? ¿Qué piensas? I mean, who better than that to ask you, right?
Well,
what do you think?
Well, I mean, I hear some new bands that, again, practice. Practice. I mean, no.
That's his way of saying
they don't play that.
Porque...
No, I'm not gonna say no valen.
I know.
Pero they could use a little practice, you know, and a little bit more. How do you say? Just experiment, I guess, with the sound.
What you're working with. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you have? Can you give me your top three, both in this genre and another genre, any genre you want? Who are your top three artists that you think, man, when I finally call it a day and I hang them up, this guy, this girl's gonna take it to another level that you know of right now?
right now in the Tejano.
And oh, both. You can do both. Like, who are your favorite? Let's start off there. Outside your genre, who are your man? I like the way this person sings, or I like the way they move, or they guy or girl, doesn't matter, any genre.
Right.
Who are your favorites?
It's hard to say. I mean,
There's so many, right? I know.
because I mean, I'm an old school guy.
No, but
I love Little Joe. I mean, Little
Okay.
Joe, La Familia.
Okay.
You know, I've never heard them on like on an off night. We all have off nights.
Right.
But every time we play with Little Joe, that band is on. It's on.
Vegan.
You know,
Okay.
they're on. So yeah.
Little Joe.
Pero,
Give me two more.
Little Joe. The Conjunto Cats. They're a young
Okay.
band.
That's the
a
what I was
new
reading.
band.
Okay.
Yeah.
Conjunto Cats.
They're going in the right direction. They're doing their own thing, ¿verdad?
Okay.
They're doing very good. You know,
Okay.
we played with a lot of times they've opened for us, or we played at the same festival. So
Mhm.
yeah, those guys are real good.
All right.
Was Gary Hobbs.
Gary.
To me, Gary Hobbs got dance music. I know a lot of people won't agree with me, pero I listen to that and I say, bien alegre.
Okay.
To me, it's real alegre.
Upbeat, real.
A
Yeah.
real upbeat, exactly.
All right. And then outside, you said you like yacht rock. Yacht rock. Who's your top three? I know you're gonna say Michael McDonald.
Michael McDonald. Yeah, Chicago,
Chicago.
Earth, Wind and Fire.
Okay. Una más.
¿Cómo se llama? Christopher Cross.
Oh yeah, he's like the
Christopher Cross,
captain of the
yeah,
ship.
yeah.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
You can tell David's OG, man. Just by
Yeah.
the
Oh,
artist
yeah.
that he said OG. Los Doobie
Definitely.
Brothers, yeah, definitely. With regards to, again, let's keep it in the industry. With regards to in the industry, is there anything that you feel needs to change? Because I think I asked you this in Vegas as well. People are saying que hasta muerte, que pasen descanse Emilio y Selena cuando fallecieron, que ya estuvo. I feel like they, respectively, back in the day, were kind of carrying that torch. Emilio para los hombres, Selena para las mujeres, but as a whole, Tejano was holding that.
Right.
And I feel, and this is just me, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, I'm waiting to hear the argument, that you, sir, have been carrying that torch since then. What are your thoughts on that, on how the industry is going into the future? What do you
I think we're one of the few that are carrying the flag, the
I
Tejano
agree.
flag.
I agree, man.
Not a torch,
Yeah.
but a flag.
Yeah, okay.
Estamos con la flag, ahí estamos
I
de
agree,
tecos
man.
todavía, you know.
Yeah.
No cambiamos mucho. Yeah, we experiment with some songs that we'll do pura accordion
Mhm.
and slow it down, you know, like an intocable beat or something like a pesado,
Okay.
which are two of my favorites también. Pero I don't know. I just that's just me, you know.
That's it for you. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it for me.
I agree. I would challenge anybody to fight that argument, because I think you three, and with respect to, let's say, like La Mafia or Mas,
Oh, yeah,
or
definitely,
who got around,
yes.
but I think David, as you said, the flag, it's been you the whole time.
Yeah, La Mafia is another band that
Yeah.
we really respect. 'Cause
Yeah.
those guys are on top of their game. We when we first started, my compadre Roberto Pulido took us to Houston.
Mhm.
El Presidente Club se llamaba. El
Okay.
Salón.
Okay.
And we played with Pulido, and then the guy from the dance hall would call us back. Hey, can you come and who you got playing or what? You know, who are we going to open up for? He said, well, I got a local band here. They're called La Mafia. Oh, okay. And they had just barely started like us, you know.
Okay.
And we would play together there, and we'd get a good crowd, and they already had a following.
Okay.
So I'm really, really proud of where all that they've done, you know, for
Been on for a
the
long
longest time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're still doing it.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Has there been any singers who have in the past who have auditioned for you that you said, well, he's good, but, and you passed, that you think, man, if we'd have stuck with this one, a la mejor.
We had a singer that passed on us.
Really?
We went and
Tell that story.
we
Wow,
went and
okay.
talked to Gary Hobbs.
Really?
Cuando apenas Gary Hobbs was just starting in Hacienda Record, he was recording in Hacienda.
Mhm.
Se llamaba Gary Hobbs and the Hot Sauce Band.
Ah, cabrón, okay.
And so, you know, we were recording there too, and man, that guy sounds good, man. I think he would sound good with us.
Uh-huh.
So we went all the way to Eagle Pass and talked to him, and he talked with us and everything. And he said, "Man, I'm really sorry. I'd love to, but I've got my own band. You know, it's
Okay.
kind of hard to leave
Jump.
my band and
Yeah.
go sing with you.
Yeah.
He goes, so I'm gonna have to pass." And we said,
Wow.
"Well, okay, we respect that, you know." But that's one of the guys
And,
that I remember.
Gary did his thing. Yeah. Wow.
He did his
okay.
thing. Yeah,
Wow, that's amazing. I did not know that.
that's something new.
That's something new.
Yeah.
That's another question, David. Tell us something, because everybody can get online, and I know plenty of people who, loyal listeners, loyal fans, they travel, myself included, to go see you wherever you play, and they feel like they know everything about David Lee. tell us something that no one knows about David Lee that you want to share. Just it could be anything
Nobody knows.
that you want to share.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I'm a homebody.
Okay.
I guess after COVID, yo andaba por donde quiera, you know. Si había un baile y me iba a dar allá, yeah. But after COVID, I'm stay home. Yeah, bien calmado, just stay home. If I don't have to go to San Antonio, when Joey doesn't call me, I don't call him because he's going to tell me, hey.
Because you already know,
Yeah, I already know, hey, let's do this, let's do that. So, no, I'm a really homebody, you know.
Okay.
You want to find me one day, you know, call me. Don't look for me, but call me. I'll be home. Yeah.
Okay. If you weren't being David Lee Garza and you were in another industry other than music, what do you see yourself doing if you weren't doing this? If you took another career path.
Right. Well, I mean, I like I said, I bowled for a long time. I used to make the bowling balls. I used to work at Columbia Industries.
I had an uncle who
Columbia
worked at
300.
Off of West Avenue, brother?
Yeah, for West Avenue.
My uncle worked up there.
What was your uncle's name?
Audelio Alvarez.
Audelio.
They llamaron Junior.
Junior.
No.
I probably. Yeah.
A long time ago.
It was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I spent 7 years there.
Okay.
Making bowling balls, and I was about 100 pounds of gold. I worked in a hot room that we call the hot room. They pour the plastic in the molds, and they move them into the hot room. And the hot room was a 120-degree room, so they would bake overnight, and the next morning we would get them out and break those molds. So it was hard work. It was very physical work. So like I said, I was about 100 pounds ago, and I could do it. I can't do it right now. But.
So you more like factory work?
Yeah, probably. I would probably follow something like that.
Okay. You've been all over, David, all over the place. If there's a place that you have not been that you'd like to go with your band, where would that be?
I don't know if we have a place to play, but I always hear these bands going to North Carolina, South Carolina.
Okay.
Pero es más mexicano para allá, ¿verdad? No hay mucho tejano.
Es cierto.
Yeah, and of course the Chicagos, the Michigans, we go there, Las Vegas, Arizona, California. We haven't gone to California in a while.
Okay.
And Florida tampoco, pero yeah, with the place that we've never gone would be like the South Carolina, North Carolina.
Okay.
Oklahoma.
Okay.
I don't remember going to Oklahoma.
Okay. Ya sabes, hey, Windstar, he likes to gamble.
I'm ready.
Where, as of this taping, you've been all over, like I mentioned. Let's talk about that. Where in your mind that you played, that you thought, está pegando aquí? And it could be any place that you've been. You've done a lot of shows, and I know you're hard pressed to find one, but one that pops out on your head that you thought, man, this is.
When we did the reunion show in Houston, at the Astrodome.
Yes.
Man, that was to me that was a highlight right there.
To this day, but
yeah.
To this day.
To this day, yeah, because we featured my dad besides the vocalist, you know, and there's a tape out there somewhere on that show.
Okay.
And we featured our dad. We brought him on, and he played 2 or 3 songs or 4 songs, and then he got off right because we had Billy on the bow system.
Wow.
But when we played that show, you know, we were playing and we couldn't hear nothing. We were like, is anybody listening? And then you'd hear a roar.
Wow.
You know, you start another song and a roar of people. And that's when I said, wow, I guess they like our music, you know.
The reunion tour, that was such a phenomenal show.
Yeah.
We're going to take another quick break.
Every party, every fiesta, birthday party, whatever it is, they bust out instruments. And those instruments are like congas, timbales, cowbells, you know, and they throw chants. So I grew up just all around music and just feeling the vibes of it and not knowing how to read music or any of that, but just the feel. And I would hit on the tables a lot, and I learned how to play percussion, congas and timbales, through all those fiestas and parties that I would go through with my parents. And from there, I could feel it, man. I would be in front of the mirror, turn the lights off. Hola, ¿qué tal, amigos? It's tu amigo DJ Kane, and you can catch me on ValaVisionTV. Now we're streaming on Roku. You know what time it is, right? Come check it out. Let's go.
And we're back. Thanks for staying with us on the Porch, ValaVisionTV. My name is Nino Brown. That's El Maestro, El Jefe, El Godfather, Mr. David Lee. Thank you so much for
grandfather.
having us. El grandfather. Yeah. The grandchildren, but
That's right.
A couple grandkids.
Yeah.
This is the portion of the show where we like to have a little fun with David Lee. I'm going to ask you a couple of questions, one-word answers, kind of rapid fire. qué, your favorites, what you do, what you don't, that kind of stuff.
All right.
Okay. So, what's your favorite kind of food?
Mexican.
No doubt.
Fried chicken.
Fried chicken?
Mexican and fried chicken. I can eat that every day.
Okay. When you were in school, what was your favorite subject?
History.
History. Not PE.
No, not PE. No,
Not
too much
math,
running.
but
Not math. No, I wasn't good at math.
so history. Okay. Your favorite drink? It could be alcoholic, non-alcoholic.
It's Coke Zero.
Really? Okay. Una coquita de bola.
Yeah,
Okay.
I used to drink a lot of beer. I think back now, and I see my friends drinking, and I say, "Y'all still drinking beer?" I don't drink that. I don't drink that much anymore.
I pictured David drinking like a little red Merlot at the house or
Scotch
something.
and water.
¿Verdad? Okay.
Scotch and water is my favorite drink, other than beer. Pero,
Okay.
Pero my favorite drink, Coke Zero. It's so
Okay.
goes down real good.
Okay. When you're at the house chilling and you're watching a favorite program, what's the binge snack?
Cheetos.
Really? Hot
Like
Cheetos or
Cheetos.
regulars?
Regular.
Regular
no,
Cheetos.
I don't get to the hot
No te
Cheetos.
caen. Okay.
No, eso y popcorn en veces, ¿verdad? Pero
Okay.
those Cheetos, man, I open the bag and I can't stop eating.
Hey, Frito-Lay, hook him up. Hey,
Ándale,
aquí está el
yeah.
advertising.
Hook me up.
You have a favorite animal? If you could reincarnate yourself to be an animal?
Dog, I think we have a little puppy,
Okay.
little dog in our house. I never had it till here lately, 10 years ago.
Okay.
Adopted the little dog. Yeah.
Okay. This one's kind of tricky.
All right.
A favorite band. It could be, let's do one in your industry and outside of the industry.
This is a band that's not in the industry anymore. That's not playing active. Pero I like Tierra Tejana.
Okay.
Tierra Tejana from Seguin. I really enjoyed listening to them. You know, those guys they're on top of their game when they were playing.
Okay.
And and things change and everything. Everybody goes their own way and stuff. So they're not around no more. But their music lives.
Mm-hmm.
I have all their music on my computer.
Okay. And outside of the genre, who's your favorite band? Mejitas, Chicago, Earth, Wind and Fire.
Oh yeah.
But the ones that you didn't mention, is there another one?
You know what? Every time I go to Las Vegas, I go see Jerry Lopez and the Fat City Horns.
Really?
It's an amazing band.
Okay.
It's orquesta, and they're just amazing, man. Jerry's been a friend of mine for as long as I can remember that we started going to Vegas.
Okay.
He had the band Santa Fe and the Fat City Horns.
Okay.
That's one of my favorites.
Do you have a favorite board game that you play?
Board game? No. Back in the day when I was young, checkers.
Checkers, bah. Everybody says checkers or chess, bah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. When you're at the house chilling like you are right now, and you have the TV on, do you have a favorite show that you want to watch? What does David Lee watch?
I'm a YouTuber now.
Okay. Puro YouTube, no
Puro
TV.
YouTube, gambling and
How to win, blah.
how to win and how to lose, and those guys never lose. How come they never lose? I think they edit.
Of course.
They edit a lot.
Of course they do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You have a favorite superhero?
Superhero, Superman.
Superman. Okay. I get that a lot. Him and Batman siempre, blah.
And Batman, yeah.
You have a favorite actor or actress?
Back in the day, I would get off to the John Travolta's
Okay.
movies he'd make.
Okay. ¿Y la actriz?
Actriz. Las de Gilligan's Island.
La Marianne, la Ginger.
Y la Ginger.
Hey!
Hey,
Okay.
yeah.
Marianne or Ginger?
Well, las dos.
David's a man of many
That's
talents.
right.
Yeah. Many appetites. You have a favorite movie?
Papillon.
Oh my gosh, really?
You ever
The
seen
prison?
that
Yeah, with
Papillon?
Dustin. Yeah.
The prison guy.
Oh my gosh. Great.
That's my
Took me
all
back.
time.
Wow. Okay.
That's my all-time favorite movie. I can watch that over and over.
Wow. Okay. Interesting. We talked about this earlier, but a favorite sport that you like to watch?
Football and baseball
Okay.
and basketball. También, ¿verdad? When Spurs, of course.
Of course.
And football with the Dallas Cowboy fan.
That's why I
For
like
life.
David. He's die hard.
That's right.
That's the commonality that we have. The Cowboy all day.
Yes.
Good, bad, or indifferent, right?
Yeah, and baseball,
Los Strokes,
Stros and the Rangers, por son de Texas.
Texas.
But for a little bit there, I have a friend that went to school with me, Robert Goins. His son played in the major leagues,
Oh wow.
and he played for the Blue Jays.
Oh okay.
So for a
Toronto.
while, I was following the Blue Jays. Game. I'd look on TV, and find the Blue Jays.
Okay, cool, Dave. So los Blue Jays. And do you still keep in contact with him?
Yes, my friend Robert Goins went to school with me, and we played ball together.
his son turned out to be a real good baseball player. And he grew up right there in the Round Rock area, north of Austin. And he went on to play with the Blue Jays. And then after the Blue Jays, they traded him. Well, he played several years there. And then I believe he went to the Kansas City Royals. Okay. And I think right now, as we speak, he is an infield coach for the California Angels.
You better than me. Is it Gabinelli or Honer? Which one do you prefer?
I started with Honer, and then I went with Gabinelli for a little bit, and then came back home to Honer. They're my sponsors and my current sponsors, Gilbert Reyes and all the people at Honer. You know, they make excellent accordions. You know, they every color, any color you think of, you know, and everything. Oh yeah, all sparkly and everything.
Parecen carros with the shellac.
Yeah, right.
Nice, yeah.
Right. My last Honer accordion was sponsored by my another friend of ours from Harley Davidson. Okay. Javelina Harley. He said, "Can we make an accordion and put Javelina Harley?"
Cool, really?
Yeah. So I have an accordion that has a Javelina Harley Davidson on it.
Harley's making accordions. Hey, para que sepas, we're coming a long way, man.
Yeah, that's right.
Now, you tell me, David, which one's better, the accordion with the piano keys or the push button?
Oh, they're both great, okay. But it depends which one you play. I mean, the one I've always played the button accordion. Okay. And I have friends that play piano accordion, and I say, one of the hardest instruments to me is a piano. Okay. So piano accordion, I can pick it up and play maybe a little polquita on it, but that's about it. You know, like I said, piano. I sat down on a piano and like, how do you figure this out, man? And you got to play with both hands, right? So acá nomás con una mano y vámonos.
Wow. Okay. So you prefer the push button?
The button, yes.
Okay. David, you're on an island, and no one knows when they're going to pick you up. But we're not going to leave you out there, sir.
Okay.
But you're on an island, and there's 3 artists that you could listen to over and over again. What are those 3 artists? It could be any genre.
3 artists? Mm-hmm. I would say like Christopher Cross.
Okay.
Little Joe.
Okay.
And Conjunto Bernal.
Those are the 3. All the albums. I'm gonna give you all their albums.
All their albums. Yeah. Oh yes, most definitely.
Okay. David, Mr. Garza, thank you so much for your time.
No, thank you very much.
As I like to mention to all of our artists that we get on the Porch with us, thank you so much for sharing a little bit of the behind the scenes of David Lee. And I'd like to give you the camera. So anything you want to push, anything you want to say, the camera is yours, sir.
I just want to thank everybody that supported Los Musicales, you know, throughout the years. Myself and my brother Adam, we've been at it like 54 years, almost 55 years.
Long time.
Yeah, and right now we're recording with Freddie Records. I want to thank Freddie Jr., Mark, Freddie Sr., and all the people at Freddie Records for supporting Los Musicales now on this new venture, you know, that we've done several other companies, and we have our independent label also, DLG Records also, that we did for about 10 or 12 years, and then tocó la oportunidad de Freddie. We talked with Freddie Jr., and he was interested in recording Los Musicales, so that's our new home right now. So we want to thank them very much, and of course, like I said, the fans that support Los Musicales.
Okay, thank you so much. That's David Lee Garza on the Porch. My name is Nino Brown with ValaVisionTV. Until next time, you already know if it's Nino Brown, it's about to go down. Until next time, thank you.